this is Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. This is Woodland Stitching Studio. My channel is mostly about cross stitch with sometimes a few other things thrown in. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you like what you'll see and that you'll return. Let's see. Today I have a bunch of fully finished items, one finish, and a bunch of whips and a couple other things to share with you. And I want to start out by thanking Robin of Bird's Eye Stitches. She gave me a very nice shout out on her video a couple of weeks ago, and I really appreciate that. So thank you, Robin. She's a very sweet person, and that was nice of her to do that. And I'm going to be seeing Robin in September because she's coming to our Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit here in Portland. So that will be fun. So I'm just going to get started. My statistics for February, I had 3 new starts. I'm supposed to be not doing any new starts, but that's not what's happening because my brain has reset and it's back to wanting to start all of the things, which is a little annoying. I finished one thing and I fully finished 15 things, and then so far this month I have fully finished a few others. Last month you saw some of the fully finished items, and today you're going to see the rest. I'm going to start with my finish because it's in my way. It's not fully finished, it's just finished. This is Snowflakes and Stars by Lindy Stitches. And I started this in January, I think. This is stitched on 40 count linen that's called Blue Ridge by Atomic Ranch. I was in the Fabric of the Month Club with Garan for a couple of years ago, and got a bunch of 40 count. So here's my Snowflakes and Stars. I can't really get it all in there, so I'll have to give you an up close. This was a lot of fun to stitch, and because Lindy Stitches will be at the Pinwist this year, I wanted to have a fully finished, well, I have a couple fully finished things because that elephant right there is hers, but I want to take this. My friend Donna in our stitch group is also stitching this. She's almost done, and hers is on 14 count, so I'm curious to see them side by side when she's done. She's just finishing up this little part here. And so hopefully soon I'll get to see them side by side. I'm going to frame mine. I have a frame on the way to me from Art to Frames, and Donna's going to have hers made into a bell pull. So this is Snowflakes and Stars by Lindy Stitches. This says Noel right here. The house was a lot of fun to stitch, and the rest of it was kind of fiddly. I was glad to be done with it. I was getting so close in the last week of February that I just wanted to finish it that month, so I could say, and it was my only finish for the month. So that was my one finish, and now I'll show you my fully finished items. The first one is heavy. This is Christmas Eve by Prairie Schooler. This is the only Prairie Schooler I have ever stitched. I finished this a few years ago and just fully finished it. This is it. It's on a wood block. It's really heavy. There's the top. Julie from Stitching with Jane and Julie finished hers this way a few years ago, and I wanted to do that, so I sent my husband on a quest because this size wood is not easy to get in small pieces. This is a 4 by 8 by 12, and this was a scrap piece that a friend of his got from work. So there's little, oh, I guess it's not covering any of Santa. There's Santa right there. This is stitched on a printed 14 count fabric, Ada, that already had some snowflakes, but then I cross stitched some of them also. I wouldn't have had to, but I did. And I used all the called for colors. And I like the finishing on wood and putting a handle on top. So that is Christmas Eve by Prairie Schooler. And another one I just fully finished. I also finished stitching this one a long time ago. This is called, what is it called? Enchanting Winter. This is by Shannon Christine Designs. And I finished it on this paddle. This is a Chantel's 141 piece that I stained with paint. I used paint and water to stain it, and I put this cute little deer button there. This has, it's kind of hard to see, but these are buttons. The skeleton of the tree, or not buttons, beads. The skeleton of the tree is beads. So in person it's really shiny. And I finished this one a couple of years ago and finally decided what to do with it. I love this. This was the first time I ever stitched on dark fabric. This is 14 count navy blue Ada. So that's Enchanting Winter. Let's see here. This one is because of Stitching Mommy, Sarah Stitching Mommy. A few years ago, she was stitching all of the Advent animals from Brooks Books. And I went and downloaded them all because they were free. I don't know if they're still there or not. And this is the one I fell in love with. This is Odette Owl. They all had a number on them because they were for Advent. I didn't put a number on her. She is stitched on 14 count Ada that I dyed myself. And I think I used all the called for colors. This rickrack is Lori Holt from Primrose Cottage Stitches. And this is one of the ornament boards from Chantel when I got the ornament box a few years ago. So that's Odette Owl. And then this one you saw last time because it was finished but not fully finished. This is Snack Bar by Lindy Stitches. This is a flat fold. And I told you there was a mark on the fabric, so I put this tree to cover it. And then I added this button just because I had this little acorn button. And I put 26 up there. I made the cording. This is one of my favorite green fabrics that I have. I've used this for several finishing pieces. And I don't know, I don't think I have the card. This snack bar was from the Acorn Gathering in January of 2022, 2023. One of those two. 3, 4, 5, 26, 23. And I had a small start on it, and I recently finished it, and then fully finished it. Next I have, this is from the Seasons of the Heart series by the Blue Flower, and this is called Heart of the Mountains. I have cards laying here, and they're not in any order, so it's not helping me. There's Snack Bar. The Snack Bar was on 32 count Lugana. That was Vintage Rose by Zweigart. Seasons of the Heart. This is on a 32 count Lugana by Atomic Ranch. It's called Weathered Stone. It's hard to see the fabric because the stitching is so dense. Same green fabric, same flat fold. And this is my Heart of the Mountains. I loved stitching all of these animals. They were so fun. And then I put a 2026 charm on there. I made this cording. Loved stitching this. Has a bunch of mistakes in it, but I can't see them now, so that's a good thing. That's the way it works. This one is, what was this called? This was like a Farmhouse Christmas, I think, from Little House Needleworks. And I was going to stitch all 9 pieces in a square. And so I started in the middle with this, and then I decided I didn't want to stitch the rest. So it really wasted a lot of fabric because I had this huge piece that I cut this out of the middle. And I made it into an ornament. This is a different green fabric. This is on 14 or 16 count Ada that I think was called Peaceful Purple, but it looks kind of gray. And I didn't use any of the called for colors. I think I just used my own colors. Put a fun little button up there. And let's see, this one I think was a freebie from Primrose Cottage Stitches, but I can't remember for sure. It's a flag. It's on Vintage Blue Whisper, I think, 14 count Ada. And then I finished it in a block. This is on styrofoam core. Foam core board that I stacked up. I think there's 4 or 5 pieces stacked together to make this size. And then I used pins for little feet. And these are just another Button Company pins that I had. I think this one's just called Flag. I couldn't find for sure because I did a couple of flags and they were both free. They were all free. This is another either little Cottage or Country Cottage. I can't remember which one. This is Quilt Shop. This is one of their series. I stitched this a few years ago. It's been waiting for a full finish. I did the same block that I did on the flag. There's the same green fabric again that I used on those other pieces. And this is a decorative pin that I had made, and then one that I had left from some of my Just Another Button Company. Actually two. There's a little heart pin there too from Just Another Button Company. I like this kind of finish because they stand up all on their own. I want to stitch more of these and have like a little village. What's left? This one is Autumn Lane Stitchery, and it is called Love on a Limb. I stitched this, I finished this sometime last year, and I had this frame that was a perfect size. This is pink, it was 18 count Aida that I dyed pink, and I stitched these guys on it. I love owls and I love colorful things. This was fun to stitch. It was another thing that was half done, and I got it out last year and fully finished, or not fully. I've got it out and finished it, and then I fully finished it this year. This is a frame just from Amazon that happened to be the right size. And my last fully finished item is Red, White, and Blue. This is by Emily Call. I stitched this a few years ago also. This is a flat fold. Our stitching group met, we usually meet on Thursday nights, and we met on a Saturday last month, and one of the girls asked me to do a tutorial on a flat fold, so I saved this for that. And she also wanted to know how to make cording. So I showed how to do this and finished it, and then I made the cording while I was there and finished that also. So this is Red, White, and Blue. You can see the white better in person, by Emily Call. Those are all of my fully finished items. Next up, I have some new starts. I have had 4 new starts since my last video. 3 were last month in February, and 1 was this month. The first one I started, I don't remember if I showed this kit or not, but I saw this picture of this on Facebook, so I had to go find it, and I actually bought it through their Amazon store because they are in another country, but they have an Amazon store. This is a Luca S kit called the Baby Giraffe. Isn't that adorable? I just love that. So I'm stitching it with the kit floss and fabric. The fabric looks like a white, it's 16 count Aida. I have a small start. You can't see part of it. There's some cream on there that's hard to see. I had to get that started. I got down to the eye. And I have no business with new starts because I have goals every month, and this is taking me away from my goals. The fun thing about Luca S kits, where did it go? Oh, here it is. The way their floss comes, it's on these cards, and the card has the symbol, so you don't ever have to look at the floss list, and then there's a little hole for putting your leftovers on. And these are the colors, and it's kind of boring colors, but it's going to be so cute when it's done. It's all brown. Brown and cream. Not any other kind of color. Oh, a little bit of gray. But even that might be black. But otherwise it's all brown and cream. So that is the Baby Giraffe. And then my next new start, this one is because of Somi Sarah. If you've not watched her, you should. I'll link her down below also. She is in Ireland, I think. Not positive. Somewhere on that, over there. And she was stitching this, and I saw it and fell in love with it. This is called Cabin in the Woods by Flossabilities. This is not a great picture. But looking at hers, these trees were just glowing. So my first chore was to find dark gray Aida, which was not easy to find. It was, every place I looked was out. But I finally did find some. It had to come from Florida. Somebody on Etsy was selling it. I have a small start. The cabin is not done. It's missing a color, but I wanted to do one of those trees. And this is 18 count Aida, and it's really easy to stitch on, actually. for being a dark fabric. So this is Cabin in the Woods by Flossabilities. I'm stitching it with all the called for colors. My next new start, this one is because of Robin Birdseye Stitches. I've been watching her stitch this guy, and I finally bit the bullet and ordered the pattern. I was ordering some floss off 123 Stitch, and so I bought this pattern. This is by the Primitive Hare. It's Woodland Stitchy Friends, the Hedgehog. Thank you, Robin, for enabling me. I had to stitch this guy. Isn't he adorable? And I am stitching him on, I haven't cut the fabric down yet. This is, it's by Bestitch Me when I was in that Fabric of the Month Club. It is a 36 count linen, and it's called Gold Rush. So let me find my, it's folded funky. I have this huge 18 by 27 piece of fabric, and I don't need that much. I need to cut it down. So this is my tiny start on Gold Rush. Tiny. Or not on Gold Rush, on the Hedgehog. But this fabric is so pretty. See how big it is? I can stitch a lot more things on here, but it has to be the right thing because you don't want to take away from how beautiful the fabric is. So that was the Hedgehog, thank you Robin, by the Primitive Hare. And my last new start, I don't remember if I showed this pattern last time. At the Acorn Gathering at the end of January, where I was sitting, I was looking at a part of the wall, and I spent the day looking at these two pictures on the wall, and they looked the same but different. And so finally I asked Janine about them, and she told me they were the Oregon Trail by Heartstring Samplery, and that yes, they were the same design, but Beth Twist had stitched the original, and it looks like this. And then Tasha had stitched it and reversed the order. The young girl that did this sampler, they were going from Illinois to Oregon. She stitched from the bottom up, so the bottom says, "Farewell, our Illinois home." And then it follows their journey until they get to Oregon City. And so I'm doing what Tasha did. I'm starting with the stars at the top, but I'm going to stitch it in reverse. So I've done one of the stars, and now I'm working on these trees and this grass right here. And the colors are so pretty. The fabric I'm stitching it on is from the Fabric of the Month Club Atomic Ranch 40 count called Mellowstone, which is a very beautiful color. And this is the flosses. They are so pretty. These are all weeks dye works and then 2 DMC. This is my small start. This is a creamy, really pretty creamy mottled color, but it doesn't show the modeling in the video. So I did one star so I could get my placement at the top, then I could start these trees, and I've started the grass under the trees. This gives me options. I like to jump around, so I can do a star, I can move this way, I can move down more if I want. And that's my small start on Oregon Trail. So I have 4 new starts when I have no business having new starts, but I couldn't help myself, and this floss is laying here. What did this come out of? I'm thinking this must be, I hate it when I do this because I'm sorry later. This must be the Hedgehog, and I must have laid the floss down. So I'll have to figure out if that's what it is or not, because I've done that before where I pull out 20 some things and then have floss laying there when I'm done and don't know where it's from. So now I will show you what else I've been stitching on that was already a whip. This one I don't know if I showed you when I stopped. This was on my Whip Go in February, and now it's on Whip Go in March. So I don't remember if you've already seen it, and I haven't started yet for March. This is Summer Quaker by Woodlands Studio, and there's my small start. And it's time for me to start stitching on it again. My other Whip Go I'm already done with for March, so now I will start stitching on this one. And let me show you the pattern. I started stitching this because of Laura, Stitching by the Shore. It's just a fun pattern. It's big, and what I have done is a little bit right up here, this corner. And I want to start stitching down to get into this. So I think I'm going to stitch some of this border and then go down here. I think that's my next plan. And that's on 18 count. No, it's on 20 count Ada that I bought from 123 Stitch, and it's just a blue color. Okay, now my next, let's see, where's my, what did I want to pull out next? I wanted to pull out Animal House. This is it. This is my other whip go for March. This was a stitch along from Satsuma Street. It's the first thing of hers I ever stitched. I don't think I have I don't think I ever printed the full piece. I just have pieces of patterns, I think. Let me see. Oh, I do have it. Okay. This is what it will look like when it's done. And she posted a picture of the floss colors and the name, and that was enough for me to want to stitch it. So it's not a great picture, but this is Animal House. It was in 6 parts. During the stitch along, I stitched parts 1 and 2, which was the bottom. 3 and 4 is this, and 5 and 6 is this. So when I picked this up, I had this part done and down here. So I've stitched all of this and this, and then I'm starting this border. Take off this. That's the wrong end. So this is where I'm at on Animal House. I'm going to put this away now. Last night I stitched this border here. I'm going to put this away because this is on my whip go 2 more times this year. And I did all of this just in a few days. So I'm sure this will be finished this year. I want to leave it out and keep stitching on it, but I have my other commitments to myself that I need to work on, and so even though I'm really enjoying this, I need to put it away for now. So that was Whip Go. Summer Quaker and Animal House. I need to start on Summer Quaker. Something else I stitched on. This was a whip that I left out after Christmas because I still want, it's close-ish, and I would like to finish him, but we'll see. This is Give Greatly by Silver Creek Samplers. I started this as a stitch along with Nettie from Primrose Cottage, and I started it on September 5th of 2022, so it's 3.5 years old. Mine is stitched on 16 count Ada that's called Cobalt. Oh, I just knocked my needle minder off. Oh well. By Fiber on a Whim. I'm going to lose my needle. Okay. The needle is dangling, so I need to stick it somewhere or else it'll disappear. This is mine. I'm working on the sled. I need to finish the green in there. And then all I will have left is the words, and there's some snowflakes, but the sled's not very big, and then the words take up all this right here, but words go fast. So I'm hoping to get this finished in the not too distant future. So it was left out when I put away all my stuff. Let's Give Greatly by Silver Creek Samplers. That was the animal. The Animal House is stitched on 28 count Mushroom Lugana, and I was telling my stitchy girls last night that's not a fabric I would pull out today, but I started it on May of 22, and I used to do what was called for. The next thing I've been working on, which hasn't gone far enough because I have a long way to go by the end of the year, is Snow Globes by Hello from Liz Matthews. This was a Jingle Ball class, and I want to make 4 of these this year. And I have a small start. Here's my board. I'm stitching it on 18 count white Aida, and I am almost done with the first tree. That's as far as I've gotten. So I have to get busy because I need like 3 or 4 pieces per jar, and I need to make 4 of these. So that's where I am with that tree. I made this needle minder in in my beading days. Oh, and the fabric got dirty. I don't know how it got dirty. So that was Snow Globes. The next one is Forest Home by the Blue Flower. This was from the first Pinwhist that I went to. It was the Blue Flower and Lindy Stitches, and now they'll both be back this year. I love this, but I hadn't stitched on it much, so I've been stitching on it lately. I would like to have it done by this Pinwhist because it'll be 4 years. And what did I do with the... Okay. Too much stuff. This is where I'm at on this one. The fabric is Ghostly Shadows by XG Designs. The model was stitched on 40 count. This is 36 count. And this is how much I have done. I am... I guess not quite halfway done, because this is all in the top. This is a fun stitch also. I'm working on my way across up here. I'll be moving this to finish the other side, and then I'll go down. Each motif is fun to stitch. So I'm almost done with this motif. Then I'll be stitching Mount Hood and work my way over to this tree and down. That is Forest Home by the Blue Flower. And do I only have one? I have 2 left. Are both there? Yes. So one of them is this is the Heaven and Earth Designs Stitch Along. This is the Wise and the Brave. And that owl is so cute, and that little baby bird. I love both of these creatures. I'm stitching it on 20 count white Aida. Sorry, I keep getting stuff in the way. And I'll take the top off so you can see where I'm at. I wanted to get down to the birds. So I started in the upper left, worked my way down, and this is where I am. This is the bird. The owl will be over here. So once I finish this bird, I'm going to go back this way and up this way. I'm going to do everything I can without moving my Q-snap. And I want to save the owl for last, because if I do the owl and the bird first, then I won't want to go back and do all the not as fun stuff. Let's see, what was that? Oh, there she is. Okay. The next one, I have 2 more whips. This one is Jeanette Douglas, My Stitching Album. This has a front and a back cover that are stitched, and it has 8 pages, and I am working on this page. This is called Crossed Caper, and for this page I used the thread kit, and I'm stitching mine all using purple or green fabric. So this fabric is 32 count eucalyptus. Can't remember who the dyer is. And this is where I am. I've done one side of the side borders, and then I've done the 2 rows. Right now it's back stitching a phrase and then some more stitches. My goal is to finish this page this month, so we'll see how that goes. Today is March 6th, so I should be able to. These things actually go pretty quickly. I did both of these in a couple hours one afternoon. So it's all specialty stitches, and it's a lot of fun to stitch. This is, when she did hers, she bound them with grommets. I'm not going to do that. I'm just still thinking about how I will bind it. We were talking about that last night, because I have 7.5 pages plus the front and back cover to go, so there is not any rush. My last whip is Lady of the Flag. Where is her? There she is. Sorry, I thought I had all my zippers open. This is my Lady of the Flag. She's been a whip for a long time. I haven't worked on her much, so she is my patriotic stitch for the year. She is being stitched on a 32 count Lugana that came from XG Designs. It was hand-dyed for me, and it's called Dark Sand. And do I have anything hidden? I do. Okay, I'm going to take this off so you can see all of how far I've gone. And this is where I'm at. I started down here. Right here is her arm, so I'm working, this way is the flag, this way and down is her dress, and then she's up here. I started in the middle. So this is Dark Sand. This was stitched, I saw this stitched on this fabric by someone else, and I contacted XG Designs and she dyed it for me, and I really like it. So I think that is all of my whips. Did I get everything? Yep, that's all of my whips and all of my FFOs. So what I'm planning to work on for the remainder of the month is I want to work on my 3 big projects plus my last whip go piece. So Lady of the Flag, Wise and the Brave, and my Jeanette Douglas book. So those are my 3 focuses. That's a lot of focuses for 1 month, but those are my 3 focus projects for the month. And I want to do my 3 days on Summer Quaker. And those are my plans, and that will take all of my stitching time, I'm sure, to get all of that done. One other thing that I worked on, is that the only one? That is not stitching related is I've been doing napkin art, or getting into napkin art. There is a lady whose name is Tracy, and her channel is Miss Tracy Creates, and she has a website where you can get all the supplies, but she has monthly clubs. One of them is napkin art, one of them is Bible journaling, one is fun with fabric, and one is paper crafting, and I'm fascinated by the napkin art. So I made this, I actually made 4 of these. This was a napkin. The design was on there 4 times. She designs the napkins herself. This is a chunky canvas, 6x6 canvas, and all of this is a napkin. And it says, advice from a piece of chocolate. Savor the moment, be rich in kindness, melt hearts, sweeten the world 1 bite at a time. And this was a lot of fun to do. You use Mod Podge. And then these are unfinished wooden hearts that Tracy suggested using kiss wrappers. So that's what I did, was I had to sacrifice some chocolate kisses, and then I covered these wooden hearts. And then this ribbon, the other 3 I had ribbon that was 1.5 inches wide, and I gave them as gifts to my sister, my niece, and my niece's friend. And then when I did mine, I didn't have this ribbon, the 1.5 inch ribbon anymore, so I used this. And I'm happy with it. So this is my napkin art piece, and I'm going to be doing more napkin art because it's fun. So that's all that I worked on. I feel like I worked on something else, but I don't know what it was. So I'm going to share some new goodies that I got. I've done a couple pre-orders. I did a pre-order from Lindy Stitches, and I did a pre-order from Primrose Cottage Stitches, and then when I was doing that, they showed their finishing kit and stitching kit for their Friday freebie. Is that what they call it? I think this might be what they call it. Free Stitch Friday. That's what they call it. And is there something in there too? Oh, there is. Okay, I couldn't see that. So I ordered the finishing kit and the stitching kit, and I just realized it has this cute little needle minder in it. I got the Ada kit. I don't know why. This is 14 count blue Ada by Zweigart. And so I ordered this last month, and then today I was able to download the pattern, and this is the pattern. This is free on their, if you subscribe to their newsletter, you get the link to this for free. It says Spring Blessings. I knew I was going to like it when I saw this kit because it's purple floss. Floss isn't showing. It's purple floss, purple and blue. The purple floss is, oh, purple, blue, and green. These are the flosses. Aren't those pretty? Together. That looks like Easter. It is grasshopper. Oh, two purples. Lilac. Peoria purple. I have a bunch of these already. And Sally's Sunshine. Funny, I just had to order this color for the Oregon Trail. It's in the Oregon Trail. So that is my Fun from Primrose Cottage. This is only 73 by 52, so it'll be a quick stitch whenever I get to it. While I was there, I ordered this cute little needle minder. I love turtles. And I ordered some patterns. God Bless America. Sea, Sand, and Stitching. These are all smalls. Salty Kisses. And You Happy Home. I like houses, and I just thought this was cute. They showed it on their video. Excuse me, and I really liked it. Don't know when I'll stitch any of these. They all should be quick stitches. I'm stitching Patriotic this year, so I should get this one done. It's 90 by 48. Of course, it's the biggest of the four. So, we'll see. And then I bought their Patriotic Finishing Favorites. So this is a bundle of fabric and rickrack for patriotic finishing, and I have some patriotic stuff that I want to stitch. Another thing, a couple things I ordered. I watched Hands On Design. They showed their new releases in their video, their most recent video, and Kathy showed this fabric that's by Fabrics by Stephanie that she stitched a couple things on it. I thought it was darker, but maybe what she showed was not Ada, because I really thought it was darker. But this is Valeris. She showed, I think she stitched her, is it called Nightlight? The lightning bug. I ordered this. While I was watching the video, I ordered this, and it came right away. So this is 16 count Ada, called Valeris, and I could stitch a lot of smalls on this. It's a very pretty blue color. I will probably stitch the lightning bug on there. And then this is interesting. I don't really like samplers, but I do like houses. And this is an interesting house, and I keep seeing people stitch this. And the one thing I don't like is there's a rabbit on the roof. So I don't have to stitch the rabbit. But this is Winter Moon by Plum Street Samplers. I do not like that rabbit. But the moon, even if the rabbit wasn't there, I could put more of the snowflakes or whatever. I don't have to put the rabbit. But I've seen people stitching this, and it is so pretty. And it isn't as big as I thought. It's 149 by 168. I thought it would be bigger. So I will start this at some point, maybe for next winter. Or maybe I won't. But people are talking about how fun this house is to stitch because of the bricks. It's all different colors. And then these stars are kind of fun. So, is that it? Yes. And this week I was going to try, or this month since I'm not filming weekly, I was going to try doing a giveaway. So I have these two patterns. I have Snack Bar and I have Snowflakes and Stars. If you would like to win one of these for Snowflakes and Stars, say stars, put that in your comment below. You need to be 18 to be able to give me your address and all that information. And for Snack Bar, put the word snack in your comment. And on my next video, I will pull if anybody wanted these. If not, they will go probably to the freebie table at Pinwis. I already said my plans. I'm going to be working on my monthly goals. And there that is. I think that's all I have for today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw and that you will come back. I will link below Bird's Eye Stitches, Sew Me Sarah, Caesar Stitch. Hi Carolyn. We had breakfast this morning. It was so nice to see you. And Stitching Mommy, because she's the one that made me do the Odette Owls. So I'll link those in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching and happy stitching.